This is Impact Wrestling superstar AJ Styles, and you're watching NWA Rampage Pro Wrestling on Fox 24.
Fans, we're back with Rampage Pro Wrestling. We start a new episode with our main event from the Gauntlet. Running the Gauntlet after 20 men, only 2 men remain. Luke Gallows has just eliminated Kyle Matthews and a fresh former TV champion, Jeremy Vane. But even a fresh Jeremy Vane has to worry about a man like Luke Gallows.
Well, right now, all we know for sure is we're looking in the ring at a future Rampage Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. It's either going to be the former television champion, Jeremy Vane, or the big man, Luke Gallows. It's come down to this, Ben. 20 men have been out here in competition. We saw that last week, fans, and now at the beginning of this episode, we're seeing a new champion crown and history made here at Rampage Pro Wrestling, and it's why these fans are here in attendance today. And fans, we want to remind you, we've got a television taping coming up on the 16th, 2 p.m., Sunday the 16th, 2 p.m., our last television taping before Doctoberfest.
You know something
on
big's
the 30th.
Gonna happen there. Don't forget, we'll be at the Macon Coliseum with TNA, Total Nonstop Action, on Wednesday, October 26th.
And a feature match to start off that big event, Jimmy Rave against Kyle Matthews. And I understand that they've also announced that there's going to be a special referee, TNA official,
indeed,
Mike Posey.
And we've seen what these guys will do for Jimmy Rave in this gauntlet, but as you mentioned last week, the person paying Mike Posey at that event will not be Jimmy Rave.
Very much so. And I guarantee you Doc Gayton will make his feelings felt as time passes on that. We've still got time before that match, but what a match. And fans, if you have not gotten your tickets to Rampage Pro Wrestling events, remember you can get them online, rampageprowrestling.net at any time. You can call over to Johnny G's. They'll reserve those seats for you. You can buy them at the events. But we also want to encourage you, Ticketmaster.com, get those tickets for TNA Impact television taping on the 26th, a Wednesday, at the Macon Coliseum. What a tremendous night that's going to be. Sting,
Absolutely.
Hulk Hogan, the phenomenal AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, the Enigma, all of the great stars of
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, one of the guys that you'll be seeing here on Rampage Television talking about the event.
Rob Van Dam.
RVD, who likes to point to himself.
Yes, apparently so. Handshake there. I don't think Jeremy Vane was expecting this kind of a handshake.
But I'll tell you, fans, if you've not gone to a TNA wrestling event, one of the friendliest events, I think Rampage Pro Wrestling events and TNA events very similar in terms of being fan-friendly. And if you go to those events, you're going to see 2 of the best at Rampage Pro Wrestling, Jimmy Rave, and you're going to see Kyle Matthews, and you're going to see 2 of the best wrestlers in the world anytime you go to TNA, because anytime you've got Kurt Angle and the phenomenal AJ Styles on your card, you've got 2 of the best in the world. AJ, #1 in Pro Wrestling's Top 500 a year ago.
And Kurt Angle, by the way, is in the new motion picture, The Warrior, which is an outstanding motion picture.
Very much so. Reason alone to make your plans to be there on the 26th. A little Rampage Pro Wrestling and great Total Nonstop Action Wrestling television taping. And bring those signs. Let's talk about Rampage Pro Wrestling. Let's show them what kind of fans we have here in Middle Georgia.
And what you gonna do, Bill Behrens, when Hulk Hogan runs wild on you?
I will hope for the retirement party.
And here we have Luke Gallows scoping out Jeremy Vane. He obviously knows Jeremy Vane. They did not study for this match because they didn't know who was wrestling. That's another disadvantage to a gauntlet. You don't know how to prepare because you don't know who you're wrestling.
But Vane, though, has the greatest advantage of all of the competitors as the last one in. How he lucked into that spot, I'll never know, and I'm sure Doc Gayton is kicking himself for that. But the reality is Jeremy Vane is the freshest man to come in with opportunity. Gallows just had a heck of a match with Kyle Matthews.
And we talked about the fact that Charlie Cash was down at ringside for his guys. Well, pretty well Sommers is also conspicuous by his absence.
Very much so. Right here, though, Jeremy Vane doing what he does best, and that is to try to buy time. But this isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. These guys have all the time they need at this point to crown a new champion.
And you're watching Rampage Pro Wrestling. If you're watching this on Saturday, tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m., we return with another phenomenal TV taping.
Well, Vane trying to get a leverage advantage by getting up on the ropes. I have a feeling this is not going to work out well no matter what for him.
I don't think so. And now he gets a little bit of strength there and stepping to the top rope a la the Spoiler and the Undertaker. But I don't think he's going to be walking anywhere. He's stepping back down now at the mercy of Luke Gallows and back down to his knees and about to lay down, I believe. Now pushing down with all of his might.
And those hands are in a bad position. Ow, that could hurt.
And I think he's having a fit out here. A grand finger seizure. And what kind of move? Has he been watching Hot Light Lava matches or something?
You think so? He's got scarves?
Yeah, apparently maybe he did.
Vane, though, doing again what he does, but this is the sign of an experienced veteran. He takes advantage of the 10 count. I don't think he's going to leave at this point. This man,
he's got too much to lose if he walks away now. He's
wants,
giving the title to Luke Gallows.
He wants to be Rampage Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Any wrestler in this area in the Southeast, if not in the entire United States, would want that honor. Coming in. Got a tremendous rest of the program. After we figure out how much time we have left, I understand Doc Gayton has an announcement to make, something about War Games that he's going to bring to us, and then in our main event. I thought it wasn't going to happen, but I guess Doc Gayton decided to give them another opportunity because Hot Like Lava gets their rematch against the usual suspects for the Rampage Pro Wrestling Tag Team titles in our main event on this particular program.
It's really easy to get angry with Crew Jones and Shawn Banks because of their antics, but we can't forget they are former champions and they are top contenders.
Very much so. Vane then cowering over in the corner, covering up. Gallows waiting for him. Vane wondering why nothing's happening. That's because of that.
And a little scare there. Early Halloween, Oktoberfest scare. If he's scared now, what's he going to be if he gets to Oktoberfest? And
now Vane has gone over and grabbed a hold of a chair. That wasn't a good idea.
I don't think he's thinking very clearly right now. Obviously, he has given his opponent a weapon, and Luke Gallows didn't need a weapon.
Dusty Rhodes once said, if you're going to bring a chair in the ring, you better not let it go. It's like giving somebody a gun.
That's right, if you will. And Dusty Rhodes, by the way, the American Dream, is the person who came up with the original War Games.
Very much so. War Games, what an amazing match it is, fans, and you're going to want to make your plans to be here on the 30th, October 30th for Oktoberfest. It's a unique match. One man enters from each team, evens up, and then one team has an advantage throughout the match, 3-on-2. It ends up 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3. Finally, all 10 men will be in the ring, and only then can there be a winner, and only by pinfall or submission. It's called the Match Beyond once all 10 men are in the ring, and certainly, fans, it is. If you've never seen a War Games, and we've never had a War Games at Rampage Pro Wrestling, so many of you fans may not have seen one, you're going to want to see this. What a main event that will be.
It will be Team Tyler Matthews versus Team Jimmy Ray.
And I think we may find out more about those teams and what Doc Gayton's going to be telling us later on this program.
Absolutely, stay tuned for that. And the referee's smart to get rid of that chair, and back in the ring, Jeremy Vane now trying to figure out his next move against this monster of a man. He turned to the side.
Gallows was listening to the fans asking for chops, and Vane smartly took advantage of that, raced across the ring, and his beginning offense, he's been ducking and running, but Vane, one of the more dangerous men in professional wrestling when he's motivated, and he's proving it right here on Luke Gallows.
And now choking him. Whatever it takes, that's what Jeremy Vane will do. And now on the ropes, Luke Gallows being pulled up, elbow by Jeremy Vane.
Vane an opportunist, but right there, Gallows a tough man, and now nothing seems to be hurting him. But that's going to hurt Vane, and the crowd wanted some of that, so they're getting a little of it, it looks like. Opens him up right there and starts laying them into the chest, one after the other, and now one to the side of the face, and Vane is down and not in a good position in that corner.
I think he's hyperventilating right now, and his fingers are still hurting.
And now Gallows grabs him by the head, picks him up, and now up for a body slam. Full body weight down from that elevated position, and Gallows drops the big elbow.
Caught him hard with that cleaver. Hooks the leg. 2 count. And this is the final match in the Gauntlet for all the marbles. The NWA RPW Heavyweight Championship lays in the balance. Only one man can leave here with that title. And if that were not enough, as you said, still to come, the usual suspects against Highlight Level for the Tag Team Championship. What a championship program this is.
What a main event, and I bet you that match, at least we'll get the match this time. Last time we didn't even got a match out of it. It ended up breaking down into a 8-man match. We saw what happened in that one with Murder One, managed to be pinned by Rob Adonis in that particular contest. So things are really fairly active in the tag team division here. I'll tell you this, Luke Gallows, a tremendously impressive guy and a tough guy. Literally recently, he, well, quite honestly, had to almost fight his way out of Africa to get home.
Yeah, I heard about that. A lot of things with him traveling overseas, and he's not a man that you would want to make mad at you in any situation.
He showed some restraint before he did some damage to the great Power Udi over there. The military police drew their guns on him, and he did back off for firepower. But now Doug Sommers finally out to ringside.
Wondered where he was out here.
Not at all.
Should have known that he would be around somewhere. And here he is to stick his nose in. Doesn't belong. And no doubt he was worried about Jeremy Vane being in the ring with a monster. I know I would have been.
Well, just imagine for Doug Sommers, an advisor, a confidant, and a business partner of Jeremy Vane. Should Vane become the Rampage Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, that does good things for the career of Doug Sommers right now as an advisor.
On a professional level, you have to respect Doug Sommers for what he accomplished in wrestling. On a personal level, he's losing a lot of people's respect.
Very much so, particularly after the way he was introduced to this crowd by you at one point.
Wow.
Several months ago, he was given the respect and honor that we give all the legends we bring in here, as we did for Thunderbolt Patterson, who came in recently, and who with you is going to be doing some segments coming up on Rampage Television.
Absolutely, and I know that Jeremy Vane is one of the men who's been watching here at Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Both men down, but Gallows out of nowhere catches him with a clothesline right as Vane looked to have things going his way.
Both men are down, and the title hangs over both men. One of them has to get up and get control here.
We got a standing 4 count there on both men. 5. Neither man yet to their feet, but both now starting to rise up. Vane is up to his feet first, comes in with a double sledge, manages to catch him. Gallows wasn't able to see him coming, but he saw that one coming. Catches him to the gut. Now Gallows is up to his feet. One to the side of the face, another one to the side of the face, and Vane rocked into the corner.
In the corner now, arm whisper across the ring and charging in, caught him with that bad senton. And flying elbow, rolls him over completely. A pinfall here, but look, Doug Sommers.
Sommers comes up, but now he catches one right there from Luke Gallows. Boy, this crowd wanted to see Doug Sommers get one to the face for a while now, and he caught a big blow right there.
Watch out behind you, Luke Gallows!
But from behind, Vane, and grab the feet on the ropes.
What is this? Distraction by Pretty Boy Doug Sommers. Legs on the ropes, and Jeremy Vane, the untouchable, is the new NWA RPW champion.
Winner of the match and your new NWA RPW Heavyweight Champion, Jeremy Vane.
You have got to be kidding me.
Well,
and Luke Gallows going after Doug Sommers. I hope he catches him.
Doug Sommers took his time to get involved in this particular match, but his involvement ended up turning the corner on the match. May not like how he did it, much like we didn't like how he won the television title from J-Rod a while back, but you can't deny it. Jeremy Vane is champion again, the Rampage Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and that's just the beginning of a great hour of television, fans.
Still to come, the NWA RPW Tag Team Championship goes on the line. The usual suspects against Hotline Lava. Don't go away.
NWA Rampage Wrestling fans, this is TNA superstar Mr. Anderson. Anderson reminding you to come out on Wednesday, October 26th for a Spike TV taping of Impact Wrestling here in Macon, Georgia. All your favorite Impact Wrestling stars will be there, including